clearly he was like, what the fuck did I just do?
And there was no plan. Like, what do you do when it's done? And
what do
it's
you do when you've killed somebody?
Now I did it. Well, what the fuck do I do? Yeah.
And he completely like shaves his beard off and like goes to seek out help. Hey, Martin.
Hey, Gretchen.
Welcome back.
I am so happy to be back.
This is our last episode in this studio space.
It is. We're about to lose our home. This is the last episode in the Propulsion Zone studio. We're looking for a new home.
But it's also your episode pick.
It is. We get to finish on a high note.
Right. But first, welcome to another episode of Check the Gate podcast, where we talk about films and kind of see where the discussion takes us.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I think you had not seen this film before.
I had never seen this film before, so I love it when it's a new one for me.
I love it when it's a new one for you and it doesn't go bad.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So I love this film. We watched the Jeremy Saulnier written, directed, and shot film starring Macon Blair, Blue Ruin.
Yes.
This is an independent film, low budget, and it's the first one that put these folks really on the map.
It's also crowdfunded.
I love it. Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool because it kind of goes to show like an audience will pay to see what they want to see, you know.
They used to back in the day. I don't necessarily believe it right now. I think there's been enough burned audiences that it's really difficult to get a decent budget to make something past a short film. Mm-hmm. And you kind of have to have an audience installed too. They did a feature film, barely a feature film. I think it comes in at like 78 minutes, 76 minutes. They did a film that's called Murder Party.
Oh, which is great.
It's a great film.
That's a fantastic film.
Absolutely. And shot for no money with a bunch of them all like wearing multiple hats as you do in those kind of things and just like cobbling their film together as best as they could. But it was that movie that I think sold the idea of them being able to be worth funding.
But what a different tone of movies those are too. Like,
oh yeah,
Murder Party's like kind of a comedy horror. Like, yeah. I mean, I think I remember watching that on the film festival circuit. Mm-hmm. I'm not certain, but I did come to it like later, and I was like, oh, okay,
yeah, this
is fun. And then I just honestly had forgotten that they had done that film until you brought it up because I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
What a weird, different style of film.
Totally. They've never made another film like Murder Party since there. Most of the stuff, in my opinion, most of the things that they have made are similar to Blue Ruin in their tone and how they are able to build tension and how things are shot. Murder Party, you're right. Murder Party feels like a horror comedy film, and nothing else that they've done since then. No. As a collaborative team with Jeremy Saulnier and Macon Blair, the things they've done together have not had that same tone. But then they've worked on other projects separate from each other since then as well. Yeah,
that makes sense.
So I'm excited to dig into this film.
And this film doesn't have like a huge star power. I think the most powerful star in it is played by the he plays the character of Teddy, right? And he's like the older brother in Home Alone. He plays like the mean older brother.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
that's like the only like celebrity in this film, I think, if I remember properly.
Yeah, the guy who plays the older brother in Home Alone, in the Home Alone movies. Yeah. He's a friend of one of our characters in this that has, and so a great character part. Yeah. Very recognizable.
We'll get to him, but yes, I think that was like the only thing that stood out for me. I was like, isn't that, what is it? I can't remember the character's name in Home Alone, but he had like his picture of his girlfriend and he was like, woof. Like,
he was the one too, like had the weird counting thing. It's like, this is a thing. And
Yeah.
2, this is ND, and it was like, man, we can see where this kid's going in this film. Christopher Columbus giving us the public education jokes right out from the beginning.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but that's a different episode. We'll get back to Blue Ruin.
Yeah.
We did not watch this film together. Gretchen and I
Unfortunately.
watched this film separately just because of timing.
Yeah.
And I watched it last night, but I've seen this film probably about a dozen times.
Yeah. Martin and I've been busy. We did some stuff at the Portland Horror Film Festival, so we kept ourselves pretty busy. So getting the time to pack in movies is sometimes a little hard.
We did, yeah. It has been kind of crazy with things. Well, because we got our Legion time in for our
Yes.
previous episode,
Yeah.
so that was kind of important to be able to get Legion to land well for us. And so, yeah, it just didn't work out but we did get. Oh man, I love this film so much.
It's beautiful.
This film is so this is like Dinner in America for me. These are both lower budget indie films. I don't remember what the budget was on Dinner in America, but they like, I watch them. These are the films that make me remember why I became a filmmaker myself and why I want to make films. And they're the films that give me hope of being able to find just enough budget and the right people to be able to execute something that is well done, that shows that we're good at what we're doing, that we're excited about what we're doing, and audiences react to that as well.
Yes.
So I love these movies for that.
This movie is an interesting take on the revenge scenario.
Yeah.
Because I found that, like, oftentimes when we see a revenge scenario film, we see what happens, what causes it, the cause and effect, those dualities of it. Like, whereas this, we're very far into what has already happened. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was an interesting way to kind of like we're in it immediately. Like, it's hit the ground running. The story is already happened,
Mm-hmm.
and we're catching up as an audience member, finding
Yes.
out like what's happening in real time for us.
Yeah. I love those. I love all of that because there's never really,
No flashbacks.
there's no flashbacks and there's no exposition dumps.
Exactly.
Either. In fact, in a lot of ways, this movie, it's a little bit of a slow boil. It builds a lot of incredible tension.
Yes.
It's very intentional, but it's kind of a quiet film.
Very, and thoughtful. And
Yes.
that was kind of what struck me at the very beginning, is like the opening scene is like this homeless guy going to walking into taking a shower
Yeah, he broke into a home and was in the bathtub.
and I thought that was really strange. Like, how I was like, he's not like taking anything. He just took a shower or took a bath and then hops out and then goes to the boardwalk and is digging for food. And we just kind of see like, it's very quiet. There's nothing like, there's no like extreme sound happening other than like ambient noises. Because he realizes the person's coming home, and so he jumps out of the bathtub and runs out the window. But he seems to be doing no harm.
Yeah, he's a quiet, homeless person for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah.
Who just seems to be trying to figure out how to get by without imposing on anyone.
Right. And he's not he doesn't seem to be like busking or asking for money from anybody
Right.
or anything like that. He's just kind of,
What can I glean off of society and
Right.
not have anyone notice and be a
or
burden?
notice me.
Yeah,
That's the other thing.
yeah.
It's like, it becomes really clear quickly that this person is trying to disappear.
It's true, but we do find out after this first kind of 10 minutes of really beautiful setup with just watching our person exist in this world. Once we've had that, our introduction to everything that's going to happen. And I guess this is
arrested.
the notice of our incident. Well, he doesn't so much get arrested as a police officer who knows who he is. They know him by name, and they come by and they're like, "Hey, we just need to talk to you. Can you just come in with us?"
I kept expecting that to go terribly awry.
Right.
Like I kept expecting him to be losing, like going unhinged.
Yeah.
Like immediately when he was like, "Am I in trouble?" And they're like, "You're not in trouble, darling."
Right.
I was like,
We just wanted you to be in a safe place while we gave you the news.
Was like, oh, what is happening?
Yeah.
That drew me in immediately.
Yeah. It's such a wonderful setup because it's not it's not painting any particular person or system or anything like that as a bad guy or something. Like I think it could have been so easy to go a different direction, but everything is there's a gentleness to a lot of aspects to this that are really beautiful. And I think that plays well when you start finding out the gruesome aspects. And as the gruesome scenes play out, that delicateness that is kind of there that builds that early foundation for the story really allows this story to me, really hit.
He's never portrayed in a menacing fashion.
Right.
Even when things start to escalate.
Yeah.
We always kind of see him as this, like, he's just kind of a gentle spirit or gentle person that had an unfortunate series of events take place.
Yeah. Yeah, he is never the one-liner revenge character.
That's why I'm saying this feels like I'm not a big on revenge. I mean, like, obviously I liked like High Plains Drifter and
I'm not big on revenge, but let me list all of these films that I really love that are revenge
that I've
movies.
watched. But like I
only like the good ones.
I like a trope buster, like taking a trope that would normally be
Yes.
like macho power move type thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same director who did Green Room, right?
Yes. Have you seen Green Room?
So yes, and again, this is that
the intensity of that film.
That coloration is also in this that I know is like almost a decade before, right?
Between Blue Room and between Blue Room or Blue Ruin and Green Room is like 4 or 5 years.
Oh, I thought they were like 10 years apart or something.
No.
But this film is such you can tell that these directors and are getting like this director is getting like amping up because once we get to Green Room, it's like he is like masterful.
Oh man!
Even in this is like there was examples of things, and it's hard for me to remember. I keep thinking back to like Murder Party, and I'm like, wow, what a different vibe. But again, his filmmaking is like you can see that escalation in his work, like until he gets to like doing Green Room and whatnot.
Yeah. Have you seen Hold the Dark?
No, I haven't.
That was so he's got a couple of, so Jeremy Saulnier directed a couple of episodes of season 3 of, I believe it was season 3 of True Detective.
Oh.
But then did a feature film called Hold the Dark on Netflix. And then there is another Netflix feature I haven't seen yet. I didn't actually realize it was out. But it's, I think it's called Patriot Ridge or something like that. So I have to go and find that most recent one.
I really
missed
liked the third season of True Detective.
That one was a good one. That came back around from where the second season kind of didn't do it. But but Hold the Dark. So when you're talking about that progression, Green Room is such a horrifying, intense film, but it's kind of like a slow boil that ends up having these peaks. Like it has these really great characters, this intensity, and then all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, like we've just hit this spike, and it's terrible. And some of the most terrible things happen that you don't actually see. You see them reacting to it. I'm thinking of the Arm Through the Door with Anton Yelchin. And Hold the Dark and Jeffrey Wright is in that, who I adore Jeffrey Wright. And again, this intensity of a scene and this buildup. There's a shootout scene in Hold the Dark that goes on for a long time. And I think in anybody else's hands, it would not have been very good. And it would have been like a lot of shooting and bullets and stuff. But he creates this intensity where he is with this sheriff's department that is coming in, and one guy holds them off, and he's picking them off one at a time outside of his cabin. And it is so gruesome and so intense. And it takes a while to go and do it, but it's so masterful. And the whole time, like, I thought I was going to chew my tongue off watching it because the intensity of the scene is so much. It's such a good film.
I can see why we get to that point. I haven't seen that yet, so I'll have to check it out.
Oh man.
Because I have to say there are the quietness of this film, the intentional build up that we have it's not tension building. It's more like not, and I hate to say disarming, but it's kind of close to being disarming in a way because this guy is such a gentle person.
Yeah.
And you feel like he even has this, like, the actor they pick, is that your
Macon Blair.
He has such a soft, like, he's such a doughy fella.
Right. Yeah. Well,
does that mean
he's not like a macho.
No,
he's not like former Marines that's out on this. Like he was just a quiet, soft guy.
He's a very beta guy, like very
unassuming,
gentle,
so unassuming,
seeming, and like he has these big brown eyes, and he has like this just kind of a baby face, and so you don't see it. But when we first see him, he's got like this big beard.
Yeah.
When he shaved his face, I would say I was like, wait, is this the same actor? like it took me a second to figure that out because I was like, wait, do we have another character?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this. There was one scene that really, after the conversation he has with the police officer, and we can get back to that, but there is, as far as filmmaking and cinematography, there is this forest scene as we're driving into the woods, and it's like the fall, like the fog is rolling in. This has such a dreamy quality that it almost feels like and this is also part of the story where the story starts to change, the arc is changing, and so it's almost like perfect, an idea of like a transition. Yeah. Like we're like a separation of self that's happening, that he is out of his body kind of self.
Yeah.
But yeah, what leads us to that?
Oh, well, so this, I want to kind of like set the landscape of what this film is kind of about, because we've got Macon Blair, as you had said, is homeless, and he essentially gets the news that a person is being let out of jail. Wade Cleland Jr. is the character. So this person is getting let out of jail, and people are wanting to, kind of let him know this is happening. Now, we don't really directly know in the beginning what all has happened, but we see him there at the release of this person getting out of prison. We see him kind of stalking them a little bit, and what it ends up coming out to be is that Wade Jr. had been accused and convicted of murdering both of his parents.
Right. In a gruesome, they said it was a very ugly way.
Yeah. I believe they were both shot and then left on train tracks.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, but again, what we have is a very heartbroken person who kind of doesn't seem to have anything to live for since the death of his parents that way. And it's never been satisfying that this person was convicted but now they're getting out for whatever reason. They're being released from prison. So, we start out with Dwight kind of stalking this person. I say stalking, like, following them around. I don't know that Dwight, he's stalking him, but I don't think he doesn't have a plan. We're not dealing with somebody that's like, I'm here for the revenge. Ka-choo,
no, there's no macho bravado,
right.
Like, male power fantasy,
right.
Driven.
It's almost like he's in a daze. He's so
like, it feels
grief-stricken.
like he's out of himself.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that, I mean, not to draw a comparison, but to draw a comparison to revenge films in general, that oftentimes the one thing that both this movie and Promising Young Woman share in them is that our main characters are broken and
Yes.
have nothing, that they have anything to live for at this point. Like, but Promising Young Woman, she actually had things to live for, but was whatever that was. And then, whereas this is like, he has no car and he lives out of his car.
Yeah.
Which I had to look up why this film was called Blue Ruin, and it's based off of the name of like a gin, like what happens to you after you become an alcoholic or something like that. Is that what?
Well, it's also a reference to something that's like being completely bungled or bumbled. Like
Right.
everything is not working out. So you're just in blue ruin with this
Oh,
whole
like
thing.
the term, like it's all Blue Mondays from here. It's that kind of.
Very similar.
I see
Like
what you.
none of this is working out. I'm just bungling one
Okay.
thing after
it's
another.
also a gin reference, and I was like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the only thing that I was like, that I thought was interesting, as far as like, that was like the Promising Young Woman, and that we have these main protagonists that are damaged, and but whereas she was able to commit a continuing act of like revenge, his revenge came in the form of opportunistic. Like, it wasn't that he was plotting it, that he was like waiting for this moment. It was, he is broken. They informed him that this is happening, and he's like taking the opportunity to figure out what his next move is going to be.
Yeah. And essentially he's placing himself in this situation without any kind of a real plan. And I love that comparison, because in Promising Young Woman, she has a lot to live for. She has friends and a family structure. There is something there. She's choosing to exact her revenge on the male culture. And that's the most strategically planned part of her life. Everything else is, how am I just like paying the rent and hanging out and
Right.
participating in society in some way? Whereas Dwight in this one, he is so grief-stricken. He doesn't have a plan. He's not in anything. He's just he's just existing. Like you were saying, he's digging around for food. He's picking up bottles and cans to get a little bit of extra cash. He really kind of doesn't have a point. He's just kind of pointlessly existing until he gets the bad news that he doesn't foresee coming, and that this person is now going to get out. And the grief is so much for him that he hasn't had a plan. He's had no anything. And it's as if this is the only thing that he could possibly have, is how do I rectify this thing? And it doesn't seem to be anger or anything. It's almost like an attempt at relief for the years of grief that he's had.
Well, and then he doesn't even confront him. It's like he goes into the bathroom he follows Wade Jr. to a bar or whatnot.
Yeah, the family owns a bar. Yeah,
and he goes into the bathroom, and then Wade comes in, and he has like a small like paring knife.
Yeah,
and ends up stabbing Wade in the stomach and then the head, like right in the temple.
Yeah, cuts him in the neck.
Fucking gruesome.
Yeah, it's a gruesome end. Yeah,
but he's so. It's not like he's like, oh, relief.
Right.
He's like totally torn by this. Like this continues to do like spiritual damage to him.
Yeah.
And it's hard, because you're like, this is a bumble. Clearly he was like, what the fuck did I just do?
And there was no plan. Like, what do you do when it's done? And
what do
it's
you
like,
do when you've
oh,
killed
shit,
somebody?
Now I did it. Well, what the fuck do I do? Yeah.
And he completely like shaves his beard off and like goes to seek out help.
He does. Well, but the process of getting to that is so wonderful, because part of that bungling of all of this, there's a little bit of a tussle with Wade Jr. He does end up prevailing, because he ends up having that advantage, because he hits him in the neck with the knife,
That's
but then
right,
he stabs
right, the
him.
stomach.
So there's kind of a little bit of a tussle there, but Wade Jr. goes down, but they're like holding on to each other. So when Dwight goes to leave, he's lost his keys to his car and he can't get out. And this is one of those beautiful things. We had talked about a little bit of this stuff too in some of our other films, especially when we talked about Legion, these things that show character and build all the stuff. One of the most amazing things that has always stuck with me about this film is after we've done all this, so we've got the tussle and he's got the little knife and he does the little shot in the head and all of that. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's almost like a little bit of a confidence boost, even though he doesn't have a plan. Like, he's trying to put his shit together. What do I do? He knows he's got to get out of there. So he's getting out of there. He makes it out the back in the way he came in, and he passes by the car that the family has a family car here. He's trying to get to his car that's kind of down the road. And he takes that little paring knife and he thinks he's going to get one more thing in, and he goes to stick it into the tire. And because there is no hilt or anything on that, when he does it, the knife slides in his hand and cuts his hand. So now his hand is cut, which is a thing that he's having to deal with constantly on this. He's trying to get into his car. He doesn't have his car keys. His hand is
around his neck.
He wears them around his neck, and so that got torn off. So now his hand is cut. He's got his blood and the other guy's blood all over him. And the only other vehicle that he can steal is the one he just put a knife into the tire on. And just this series of events happening without having to have dialogue or explain it or anything is just so brilliant. It's a thought out world, and it feels so good.
It feels real. It feels like this would an actual if this kind of scenario happened, this is what would happen.
Absolutely.
It feels,
I thought that was me. I was like, of course, I'm going to be the guy that's going to grab that knife and try to jam it in there, thinking like, I'm going to pop this tire now. I would be the guy that fucking cuts my hand.
I would totally. Me too. Or I would or somehow the knife would break off and it would stab me or something. I mean, literally, that is my life.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was kind of, this whole event, like this whole film is this kind of like Sisyphean, concept of like just rolling the rock up and it falls back down and we got to roll it back up again. Yeah. And then we have our liver eaten out by, eagles or whatever. And they basically continually pushing this boulder up the hill as he draws everybody else into his what do I do scenario.
It's so great. Yeah. So Dwight then goes on the run.
Yeah.
And then the issue, and so this is why I love how everything is so well thought out. And this kind of happens in the script writing and in the film world of what happens next. I'm sure it happens in novels or anything like this when you're trying to tell stories, and then what? What happens next?
Well, remember, he writes his sister.
Yes. And he writes his sister, but then he gets there before the postcard does for his sister. So
she doesn't know what's happened.
Right.
And he has written a confession essentially on this postcard.
Yeah. And it's the realization also when he does get to her that, I just committed an act of revenge.
Yeah.
Which is when we find out that the whole reason that their parents were murdered is an act of revenge.
Yeah.
And so he's committed an act of revenge. This family is probably now going to have an act of revenge, and they're probably going to try to find her because he's left the car behind. He lost the keys. It's still registered in her name.
Yep.
He hadn't changed the registration. She has a life and kids, probably could have been found anyway. So he has set this up for her life to be destroyed.
So he feels he has to go and warn her / take care of her.
Yeah, because he knows they're coming. And what a great set of scenes, that whole siege on that house.
Their relationship also is like, you can tell, because we never really get much backstory on what happened after the parents were murdered. Mm-hmm. And also, we never really know how old they were. Mm-hmm. Like, I get the impression that they were like teenagers or something when the parents were killed.
Probably somewhere along those lines,
because
like late teens or early 20s. Yeah.
In school.
Yeah.
Because one of the friend makes a reference to like, they were
in high school together. Yeah. Yep. They were in high school together. So sometime at either the end of high school or after is kind of where he disappears. Yeah.
That he kind of just leaves her behind and like loses himself.
Mm-hmm.
and we see the result of that being the homeless person he was.
Yeah. He just lived in his grief. That's all he had.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just their relationship obviously feels really strained. The first thing she asks him if he needs some money, and she's like, "Are you asking me for money?" And he's like, "No, I got to tell you what I did." And she's like, "Good." Like, she's like, he kills Wade. He's like, "I killed Wade Jr." She was like, "Good."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well,
let me tell you.
whoops."
Yeah.
You didn't get the card I sent you? No. Okay. That's, boy.
Yeah.
And also, like, that confession of being on a postcard, just like, and she said, "Well, no, postcards actually take longer than regular mail."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, fuck." But I think she even says, like, "Fuck the Clelands."
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those things this director does a really good job at, is like portraying these like not good people, like the Nazi punks in Green Room.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I mean, they feel so real. And so does his family, because his family is kind of like criminal. As you start to get the impression that they all have kind of a criminal.
The Clelands, yeah.
Yeah, that they're like they're
folks.
kind of white trash, like kind of family.
Yeah. Well, and we kind of find this out too farther along. We kind of get a lot of hints of it. They're gun nuts. They love their Second Amendment stuff. So they've got guns, and we actually find out toward the end, they've got guns scattered from hell to breakfast all over their place. But not only are they into guns and shooting stuff, but they're also into killing things.
And hunting.
Hunting is, so they're way into that. So this is something that's very ingrained. And this is happening somewhere in the Virginia area, like Appalachian Mountains, something like that, rural aspects of that part of the country. So it is a facet of these folks that they are, I guess, like what you were saying, they are white trashy, Second Amendment, killing stuff. That's what you do, folk.
Yeah. And I mean, and then when they realize that no police are coming after him, that he's like, "Oh boy."
That's right. I love that part. He's scanning the news
And
while he's hiding out after he shaved off his beard.
They have not said anything.
They didn't say anything about their brother being killed. They didn't report it. Yeah. Yep. And that's
one of the things we glossed over was like after the prison thing, he takes the limo, and the limo has the young brother in there.
And that's right. And I love the stuff with the brother. We'll kind of close the loop on that too, because he does, when he steals the limo that he jammed the knife into the tire of. So he's driving away with this whole thing. Turns out he's got the young son of the Cleland family that he's just left behind. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we've got and I forget his name, but he's in there and he's banging on the divider. And so Dwight finally pulls over and the kid gets out.
Kid's like, "Are you going to kill me?" And he's like, "No."
But I killed your uncle.
Yeah.
Because he killed my mom and dad.
And he was like, "I don't think he did."
I don't think he did it. And then he takes off running.
That was like when the seed of dissent is set, like the seed of confusion. Yeah.
He killed my mom and dad. And I think he says, I don't, what he said? I don't think he did it. It's just the perfect line.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it happened. Or,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's so good. It's just these subtle moments where it's so good. And so we've got the showdown ends up happening with the sister and all of this. And Dwight's still just bubbling his way through it because he had his, hand that he slashed. Mm-hmm. But then when the family starts to close in on him at his sister's place, his sister's taken off. He ends up taking that, crossbow bolt to the leg, so now he's shot in the leg when they're after him.
The family finds out where the sister's at, and so they are like, they kind of do a siege on them.
Yeah.
And the sister wasn't there, thankfully, because I think he was able to get her out of the house or something like that. But yeah, when the older brothers shoot him, or one of the brothers, shoot him with the crossbow bolts, 2 in the legs.
Yeah,
it was very. And then he decides that he's going to do surgery on himself to remove the said crossbow bolts.
That's right. Yeah. After that,
my God! So he goes to like the pharmacy and buys like a like X-Acto
Yeah,
knife,
rubbing
or something.
alcohol and
Oh,
super glue and
Jesus.
all of that. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And passes out and the wheel. I forgot how he gets to the hospital though. That was my only I was like, who took him?
Well, he passes out at the hospital. He's trying to pull the arrow out, that bolt out of his leg,
Yeah.
and he isn't able to do it. So he gets himself to the hospital.
Oh, he got
passes,
himself.
Yeah, he passes out at the
Okay.
counter, and then they get him in and stabilize
That's what
him.
I was trying to remember because I remember I was like, how did he get to the hospital? I guess he had drove himself and then
Yeah.
that's when I remember that collapsing scene now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and
but
then
he's
him waking up and being like, I'm in the hospital.
Right. But he's got one of the brothers in the trunk of the car. And that was the thing before he got out of there. He
Right.
hits one brother as he's trying to get away, he hits one brother, knocks him out,
Yes.
throws him in the trunk.
Of the blue messed up.
Yeah, that
whatever
blue Pontiac.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that had the bullet holes in it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. So yeah, it's it's so just watching Dwight have no plan
Yeah.
and continue to bumble through this stuff, but have all of the things that do happen. It's just, again, I want to mention just how I've probably sound like I'm just like stroking the ego of this film and the folks, but I do find it to be so well thought out. All
Yeah.
of these events seem to make sense. Dwight is not dodging bullets and he's not a gun hero. And in fact, there's a point where I'm like, dude,
Well, he has
what
a
are
gun
you
hero
doing?
friend.
Why did you whip into the leg? And it's like, of course you're going to get shot by this. Like, you were chasing this guy around the yard. You stole the shotgun from the other brother. He's got a crossbow, but he's a hunter. He knows what he's doing. You don't know what you're doing, and you're running around in the dark after this guy. Of course he's going to swing back around and be able to shoot you. You're lucky. I mean, lucky it's in the leg because that's how they wrote it. And that's an accurate thing too, because it's hard as fuck to hit anything with this shit. But it's just so good because all of these things feel like very logical progressions and everybody just kind of losing their mind in a heightened situation of shit going down.
Well, and you just and then he recruits the help of his friend Teddy.
Yep, he finds his
And
buddy Teddy. Yep.
who is somebody he went to high school with, which I thought was kind of a funny scenario. Is he was like, man, you look so normal.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that they were kind of like heshers or
Yeah.
stoners in high school. I get the impression he was kind of cool. He had long hair.
Yeah.
And Teddy's obviously one of those people that is kind of he peaked in high school.
Yeah, and
And-
Teddy's the name of one of the Cleveland brothers.
Oh.
but it's Teddy that he has in the trunk.
Oh,
when
that's
he
right.
Goes,
Teddy is in
when
the
he
trunk.
goes to
I'm
that
sorry.
friend.
Who's the friend?
Ben.
Ben.
Yeah,
Benny.
yeah,
So he gives him life lessons, which
Yeah.
I thought was interesting. They have this discourse about he's talks about friendship and having each other's back, and I'm just like,
Remember that time you and I and that
The
stripper?
stripper?
I got a picture of that.
I got a Polaroid of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But his friend has got his back. He gets him a gun, and this is again, this is one of those dudes that are you've seen them. They kind of peaked in high school, and they're
Yeah.
still the same kind of dude, still wearing their t-shirts and whatever. I don't
Right.
know. Yeah, he's a gun nut or whatever, and he gets him kind of set up.
Yeah.
Because he's all right, here's a scenario, and tells him what happened.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're going to come for you. And he's like, let me help you.
Yeah, and I got the one in the trunk.
Yeah.
So, I need a gun because he had been trying to get a gun. So he gets a gun.
Yeah.
And the buddy says, I got this property. Drive out to there. Here it is on the map. Go out there, and then you can take care of this. And the thing is Dwight's still trying to fix this. He's just like, okay, I got my revenge. You guys killed my parents.
He's
I've now
trying to
killed
be
your
we're
brother. So
copacetic.
right.
We've all had everybody's
Right.
on the playing field has been leveled.
Yeah, promise you're not
But
going after my sister.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, these
Clearly,
folks.
they were we're going to fucking kill all of you.
Oh yeah,
And, that's where all mayhem ensues.
yeah, and and the scene is so great where Dwight gets Teddy out of the trunk,
Yes.
He's got his little flip phone. He's trying to get them, call him, tell him I'll turn
That
them
was
myself
cool.
in. Yeah, he's like, or call the police. Like, I'm willing to just don't go after my sister. He's still trying to, he's negotiating with himself more than anyone else.
Yeah.
That this can end. If I just give you, if I just turn myself over, this is all going to end. And he's dealing with people that he doesn't fundamentally understand.
Correct.
And Teddy shows him that after he ends up being able to turn the tide. It was
The one
like,
with the gun tells the truth.
absolutely. Yep. Teddy's able to get the gun away from him. It's a cool little trick of like, here, take the phone back. No, you can take it. She wants to talk to you. And then he's able to jump him and take the gun.
And then
The guy with the gun tells the truth is so good. But right when we think this,
our tables are turned, we think that this is it for
Yep.
Dwight. Benny comes in with the clutch and
Yeah.
assassinates him essentially.
another table turns. Oh, and again, so well thought out because that guy is standing there and you hear a whip, bang. So you hear the delay of the report because
Yes.
Benny is a little ways away and the guy's like looking around because he's not quite sure what that was. And then pap, hits him right in the face.
Head explodes.
Yep.
My favorite was when one of my favorite moments was then right after that, and he's all like they're packing up Teddy's body to bury.
Yeah.
And he's like, what about all of his brains and stuff? And he's like, oh, the coyotes will take care of that.
Yep.
I was like,
that won't
Damn.
last long. Yeah.
harsh.
Yeah.
But he's like, you do have to drag him off my property though,
Yep.
because we are in Virginia.
Yep. I don't want
was
any
like-
of this here. You
I was
got to
like,
get it
oh
out of
boy,
here.
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm from New Orleans, like living in New Orleans. Like
Mm-hmm.
there was, I remember a cop saying to me, he goes, well, if you have to shoot somebody on your property, drag them inside your house, because then that's the only way you're going to get away with it. And I was like,
Well, at least now you know.
no, but I mean, I'm not planning on shooting anybody, officer, but okay, thank you.
Yeah. Well, and that's actually part of what Benny says too, because Benny says, yeah, sorry that took me a second. I had to wait until he was pointing the gun at you. Had to make it legal.
Yep, had to make it legal.
Yeah.
Even though he's like burying them off my property if
Right.
you're going to do anything.
I don't even feel that it
Maybe
was.
he's just like, that was for his own, like,
Yeah.
his own spirit, his own soul, like is like
That was a predator moment.
Right,
You've got the gun. You're pointing it now. Now you're a target.
now you're a threat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so good. So yeah, and that's and again, we're going through all of these motions through this film, and it's still like there are quiet moments between all of this. It's amazing to
I
me
don't
to
remember
realize
music really. Honestly, I don't. Nothing. The music. If there was a lot,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice it.
there was at times like when the driving through the mist,
Yeah,
there was music in there,
like that. But that was like kind of like a quiet,
like droning quiet music. Yeah.
But for the most part, like the soundtrack of this is just the soundtrack of life.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, for as far as we're into this film and we've gotten to this part with Teddy being dead and Dwight's having to leave and figure out the next move, we're starting to kind of get close to, well, it'll be the first time that he's actually had any kind of a plan, but we're starting to get into this third act. And yeah, you're right. There's never that music that's like escalating everything within the scene when they're shooting and stuff. And nothing's ever been like a shootout where it's like, I'm behind the wall and I'm here. And it's like, like they never do that.
No.
It is like maybe one or two exchanges of things and, most everything's kind of missing. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, shit, now it's over with. Because it usually only takes like one hit for anything to be like done, Yeah. So then we have these quiet moments in between where we're with Dwight having to, watch him. Like, what do I do next? He's never like, I don't know what I do next.
I would be the same way. I mean, honestly, I would not. But I'm not really that built like that either. I'm kind of the same way as Dwight. I'm not built for revenge.
Yeah, I think about that
And
often.
the revenge is never satisfying in this either. That is the other thing about this. There is no righteous vindication. Is that what?
Right.
There's none of that. that's what, again, when I was saying this is a genre busting version of revenge films, because there's none of the like the power fantasy, there's none of the payoff, there's none of that at all. It's like, it's fucking sad.
Yeah. Well, and that's, you reminded me, that's excellent, because I forgot with Teddy, before Teddy dies, we get the revelation of what really happened with the family. And that was that Dwight's father had an affair with the Cleland's mom and ends up getting her pregnant. And the Cleland father, who is a brutal man, finds out she's pregnant, kills both of them, leaves them to die on the train tracks.
Well, he doesn't kill his wife.
No, he doesn't kill his wife. He kills Dwight's parents. Right. Both of them.
Mother was like a casualty in that.
Right. Yeah, and he was like, oh, yeah, I guess that was going a little bit too far. But it was just like, holy shit, you're just like wiping this away, that it's like this person was just casually killed by your family, because it's just another death for them.
Right. And it seems like they're like, this is not anything new. But their family loyalty is what we hear about, is that Wade Jr. takes the fall because Wade Sr. would not have lived through prison.
Right. He was dying of cancer.
He died of cancer. So he said, you got your ending anyway, because he died anyways. And he's like, but he was kind of rubbing it in too, because it's like, he died at home with his grandkids in comfort. And and you have a half brother.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow. That was the younger guy who was in the back, and that we discovered was in the back of the limo.
Young kid that was back in the and that kind of gives us a general idea of about how long ago that would have been, because that kid was probably like 17, 18 years old, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So the conception of that had been about that far back. So Wade Jr. had gone through the prison system for about, maybe that long, 16, 17 years, somewhere in there.
Or 20 years or something like that. Yeah, I can't remember what they said, the length of time.
Yeah.
But there's no satisfying end to it.
No. Well, because Dwight has the realization that this isn't going to end. He even asks Benny about that. It's like, this isn't going to end, is it? They're not going to stop, especially now with Teddy. He's realizing there's no way out of this now. He set in motion something that will never end. There will probably have always been bad blood and bad issues if none of that happened. But once he killed Wade Jr., that was it.
These folks, Hatfield and McCoy.
Right, yeah. And, for the Clelands, it was completely justifiable for them to go out and execute two people. But by God, you don't kill one of ours, because now the whole family's after, and we don't stop until you're all gone.
Right. And I've seen those kind of people before, man. Those are some scary people. They got nothing to lose. At least as far as they're concerned.
That is, I have known some people in my existence of growing up in a very small Eastern Oregon town of folks that didn't have the mental capacity to think very far ahead, and they kind of really didn't care. No. So, and it was kind of a Hatfields and McCoys kind of a thought.
Well, and I mean,
willing to go to war for it.
One of my favorite things was how he calls the answering machine and leaves a voicemail on the answering machine that's like basically his confession.
Yeah, he finds his way to their place.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of brilliant. And then using it as a way to how he lays in wait for them, because he's like, this isn't going to end. I have to end this. And I know that I'm going to die, but I'm going to end this. And so he kind of lays in wait for the rest of the family at what is it, the mother's house? Yeah,
he
goes through and clears out all the guns, he thinks, and then he leaves a voicemail being like, I took all the guns, blah 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 blah. I killed Teddy, I killed Wade Jr. Because of this and this, and they basically the sister, I think, and the mother. The two sisters. Was it two sisters?
Well, there's a brother, a sister, and then the mom.
Yeah.
And Dwight on the message says, I'll turn myself into you if you leave my sister alone. And he's even got the drop on him at the time.
And he's listening to them talk.
Yeah. and it's what they say.
Which is like, kill them all, kill them fucking all.
Are you fucking kidding me? We are coming after her. And that's where he's like, oh, yep, nope, shit, this ain't ending.
This is not over.
Here we go.
And that's when our like final siege is happening.
Yeah.
And we think that he has taken everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mom reaches under the damn chair
Yeah.
and there's a gun that's strapped to this. There was in the side pocket here, taking the gun out of the side pocket of
Right,
the chair.
but this was under
This was strapped underneath. And
But
it
there was
like
one
a
more
Uzi.
before that. There was one more before that because so Dwight ends up shooting the brother that's there.
right.
And so we've got the sister and the mom, but what Dwight doesn't see and we do is that his half brother, the person that we thought was, maybe a grandkid and part of all of this.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the house yet.
And he is stalking around the side.
And he comes around the side and he gets a shotgun from somewhere. And
Yeah.
he comes around the side and then he ends up, putting a shot into Dwight right in the stomach and mortally wounds him for sure, but then doesn't have the courage to finish it off.
And he says something like, I see my dad in you. And like, yeah.
Yeah, because the revelation kind of now comes out to everyone that Dwight knows. And
they kind of have a similar look. And you're like,
yeah.
ugh.
And there's a cool line that Dwight says in there in this moment. This is right before the mom grabs the Uzi under the kick out for the lazy boy, because he says that it's sad that all of us have to die because my dad loved your mom.
Yes.
And that's where those two folks then just lose their shit. Pop open that love chair. She grabs the Uzi and he ends up dumping them, but not before he also then gets hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we see the card arrive.
The card arrives at his sister's place. Yep. And he does send the boy on his own. He does say, go down the road. My car is in the bushes. Just drive out of here. Wipe off the gun. Leave it. You can just be free of all of this. Let it go.
I hope that he did.
Yeah.
Because we don't get to see that, but
Right.
we hope that he did. This was fun. I mean, not fun. Okay, I shouldn't say that. This was a good movie to watch.
Yeah.
I hate to say when I'm like, this is fun. Like, it was fun to watch in the sense of like, I got satisfaction out of watching this because it was such a different spin on a revenge scenario.
Yeah.
I love to see somebody push past like a genre, like break through a genre by changing the tone and changing the pacing and changing how we perceive a revenge scenario or whatever. Yeah, I appreciate you making me watch this one.
I love films like this. I really like slow boils.
Yeah, same.
I really like things that, even though this one doesn't have it, I like things that end up having kind of red herrings.
Yeah.
A really great show that I loved are the first 2 seasons of The Killing, which was 2 police detectives that are trying to solve the murder of a young girl. And it takes 2 seasons to be able to do all of that. So I think it's 10 episodes a season, but it just has these really great, intricate weaving moments where it's like, this person was over here and they did this thing, they would have had motive, and we kind of spend this time of like unraveling what this person was doing as we're starting to see like this other little bit of stuff that's happening with this other person. And so it's all this really intricate weaved character stuff that starts to really play out. And I love how that happens. And you have your heightened moments. And again, with Blue Ruin, watching this and then seeing them go into the green room, which was filmed in Oregon, by the way. And I had several friends who worked on that film. I myself didn't get to, but a bunch of folks that I know got to all work on it.
Oh, that's cool.
And watching how the filmmakers, because Macon Blair with Jeremy Saulnier, they've kind of been like a duo on several projects where they were writing, directing, shooting, producing, acting in all of this stuff. So Green Room was the next one. Macon Blair is in that one as well.
Who do you play?
He is, I think, like the number 2 or number 3 Hesher Nazi that's in there. He's part of that white supremacist group.
Okay.
And how crazy is it to see Patrick Stewart being an F-bomb dropping white supremacist?
I don't know.
Holy shit. Like that, man, that film. But to watch them progress in what they do. Well, Macon Blair went on to write and direct I Don't Feel at Home in the World Anymore,
Oh, okay.
which was a winner at, I believe, was a Sundance standout.
So was this apparently? This
Yep.
was
This was too
well received.
Yeah, and you know, even prior to them doing this stuff, like Jeremy Saulnier was a director of photography on a lot of projects that he didn't write or direct. So he was kind of making his way shooting stuff, and so there is definitely a beauty and an eye in the technical aspects of how these films work. And I think as a director, because he knows that, he's able to set up all of these moments of tension and these moments of how people move within the scenes and how the scene can be just long enough and how all of this tension can build through it, because he was shooting these things for other people and himself and seeing how that all plays out so he can direct that.
Clearly
having
he
been
learns.
mapping that out. Right. And so all of them, well, and then Macon Blair, I don't know if you've seen the trailers for it. He wrote and directed the Toxic Avenger film that's coming out in August. That was his follow-up from I Don't Feel at Home in the World Anymore. He was like, I want to make the Toxic Avenger.
Oh, cool.
And so there's a Toxic Avenger film, and it's been on the shelf now for about, I want to say 3 years.
Yeah, it's the one that's got like it's got Elijah Wood.
Elijah
and like
Wood is
Peter Dinklage is in
Peter
it.
Dinklage is in it as the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
And Kevin Bacon is in it, I think, as the main antagonist.
Oh, how funny.
And it's, yeah, and you know, it looks schlocky and crazy and hyper violent. Yeah, I'm excited to be able to see that one, but they've just watching them progress and watching them make other films. It's very similar to, honestly, from Promising Young Woman to then watch Saltburn and just watch that progression of a director making, you know, exceptional films, even if it isn't something that necessarily resonates with me or you at any point in time. You can still see the craft within the filmmaking.
That's the undeniable truth about like that director as well as this one is like you're definitely seeing those that progression, and gosh, it's a beautiful vision.
Yeah.
Like they have a great eye. I'm impressed wildly. Like that when that first scene of them ascending into the woods, and I was like, is this a drone shot? Because this is a gorgeous drone shot. Or if it's on a gurney, I don't know. But it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thanks for making me watch this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I am so glad that you liked it after having watched it. So that makes me feel better. I know I've had a little bit of weird choices and things, try to mix it up because it's film and it's an experiment.
Yeah.
And so it's always interesting to try to see where it's going to go too. So you're a great sport about all of this.
Oh, you are too. I make you watch a lot of horror films.
I want more horror films. I'm absolutely all for it. So the next film, Gretchen, is your choice, and I'm excited to find out what it is we're going to be watching. What do you want to talk about?
We're going to talk about Scorsese's Bringing Out the Dead, like Nick Cage at his most crazy, doped up.
Oh, this is such a crazy,
some fun filmography that's happening in that. Oh yeah. That's our next
drug-addled film. I saw that one in the movie theater.
Me too.
I haven't seen it since it was released in the theaters.
Oh well, then that's gonna be fun for us to watch again.
Oh my goodness,
All
yeah,
right.
I'm excited to see that. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for checking this out. Make
you.
sure you subscribe and download. We would love to have you. And just so you know, we are not only are we losing this space and looking for a new home, but we are starting to migrate everything over to a new YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel for Check the Gate. We have a brand new website for Check the Gate. So we will be getting all of those in all of our link trees and in other places. But as we migrate things over, please feel free to download it, watch it again, send it to your friends, wrap it up for Christmas. We appreciate that.
Smash the likes and things like that.
All the things that help us.
Please
And
do.
we would appreciate all of that. Thank you so much for being here. And Gretchen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.